care if people hate and try to make you break. Don't ever let them take your soul. Time and time again, life will be a test. No need to hesitate at all.
Thanks for tuning in. It is what it is, noise included. I'm Liv, and I'm going to give you the real story behind success after 50. The highlights, the headaches, and the noise. No one dares say, but you'll relate to every word. Life after 50 starts getting interesting. I have grown and woke kids while trying to understand how to navigate my relationship with them. Don't get me started on the word gaslight, which frequently comes up in our discussions, that I'm gaslighting them. How? They ask me for my opinion, and then I'm a bad guy and gaslighting them? So don't ask me for my opinion if you're going to come back at me with a word like gaslighting that I just don't understand. On a good note, I'm learning just to listen and say nothing afterwards. They're smart. They usually work it out anyways. So retirement is quickly approaching. What will that look like? Then there's the intensity of caring and loving your husband, who's a cop. Married for 30 years, you notice how love changes. All of a sudden, now you're concerned about health and all the genetic possibilities that could leave me without him. I find myself Googling every ache and pain he complains about and dragging myself into a rabbit holes of worry. Work life, home life, social life, and all the noise in between. I came from a Colombian Uruguayan family of legal immigrants, latchkey, eldest female, ESOL student, being bicultured and learning how to navigate both languages and cultures to be able to fit in appropriately. This is actually a real thing and a topic I'll be digging into on this podcast. Let me continue to give you more insight into how I was raised. Soccer was what we most cherish besides God. A Sunday church-going family raised in the 70s and 80s, in layman's terms, Generation X. No existence of cell phones or big technology advances, where when the street light went on, we were to be coming home because it was an urgency that my father or your mother was yelling at the door. What we did all day in the street was a mystery, but we had so much fun. So different than today's generation that spends hours upon hours on a computer or gaming. This leads me to my next topic. In this generation, smarter because of all the development and technology? Are they smarter? Last night, I was reading this amazing book called It Didn't Start With You by Mark Wolm. It's all about how inherited family trauma shapes who you are and how to end the cycle. This really makes me think. Did I do that to my girls? Did my mom do this to me? Ugh, I'm feeling guilty. How do I break this cycle? Is it too late? Or are my girls going to have to bear the burden? Here's me going down another rabbit hole as I overthink everything, especially if it affects my kids. I have been an educator for over 30 years and taught different levels. Out of those 30 years, I have served as an administrator of schools for about 10 years. I feel that I found my niche. I'm an ambassador of supporting teachers because they have a very important role for the future. My passion falls between being part of a student success story and empowering educators to never stop loving what they do. However, I do enjoy creating systems and watching them flourish. I also worry that our teachers are being abused systematically by the students and parents. Are they being pressured to do a lot of the parenting? Is that fair? Can parents take control to allow teachers to do their job effectively without all that noise? That's a topic right there. So while I was working all these past years, I've also owned a few successful businesses that allowed us to have a nice life on Long Island, New York. I can say that today I feel very accomplished. 5 years ago, instead of what is known to be normal, we left. Yes, we moved to Palm Beach as soon as our kids were going off to college. I know usually the kids leave first and the parents stay around, almost guarding all the memories of their kids' childhood home so that they can come back to the home a few times a year and sleep in their childhood bedroom. Nope, we moved. Let me explain. We noticed that our girls became young ladies, that even if we made reservations and appointments with them to spend quality time together, they had more important things going on. So we found ourselves sad because we missed them. Is it wrong to say that I miss one more than the other because she was such a go-getter, so caring, an athlete, and always at the top of her class? This is probably a topic that is going to get me into a lot of trouble. Do we have a favorite child? And can we say that out loud? We came to the harsh reality that we were now alone a lot of the time and that we really didn't know what to do. We were kind of bored. From coaching soccer to lacrosse to competition dance to equestrian trails to karate to NYSMA to school events, planning every party and prom events, we now had a lot of time on our hands. It got cold in New York, very cold in New York. Maybe it got colder because the house was empty and we were mourning the good times. So we shook it off and envisioned a life where we are still young enough to still be youthful and adventurous and love to ride the Harley Davidson and paddleboard and love to be on the water boating, true Fire Island vibes all year round. Is that possible? Yes. We made the move that just brought everything full circle. Florida life. I'm so glad I made the move because I feel like I have been blessed with all the things I really wanted from New York, but it didn't give me. I live in a beautiful house on the water. My husband has never been happier. Seeing him happy makes me happy. So cliche, but I do mean it. I adore him for all his might and support. Most importantly, we have an amazing tan and work out almost every day. Super healthy. We joined a boat club so we can act like children and frolic in the water with nothing but Kool-Aid smiles and a coronita. Listen. Not everything in life is perfect, though. I don't want to manifest negativity right now, but we are on a good streak. So I have a big friend group here in Palm Beach. I mean, they are very different from my New York sisters because my Palm Beach girlies wear flowy flower dresses, some of them by Lily Pulitzer. Just a side note, you'll never catch me wearing those dresses. And my New York friends look like every day is New York Fashion Week. No offense to my besties here. I do feel like I set some New York fashion standards here because as a New York OG, I do love a good catwalk and looking good from head to toe. I mean, pressed white suits, Miami Vice style. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. What's an outfit without jewelry? What would life look like without a showcase of gold, silver, and gems bringing your linens to life? Nails, expensive perfume, hair, the whole 9 yards. So here's a true story. I have merged these friend groups together, New York and Palm Beach ladies, and I did that once. Enough said. So here's a topic. Do you separate your friend groups? Should you run in small circles? I personally love a lot of friends, but can some of those friends be jealous and can't adapt? I personally have had these experiences. Let's talk about that in an upcoming podcast. To make a long story short, I want to connect to an audience that may feel as though life is just happening to them, when in all actuality, it's happening to all of us. I was originally going to write a book about a first-generation American woman and included all the trials and tribulations of navigating two cultures. However, I realized quickly that this book would never end because every day I have a new episode in my life. So instead, I decided to create a podcast. Why not? I mean, it's an instant connection. I personally haven't read a book in a long time because I love my audiobooks. It's just so much easier. My hope is that you find me interesting enough for you to turn on the podcast while driving to work, at the gym, while cooking, relaxing on the couch, or even after a really bad day. Let's get this party started right. I'm thinking that season 1 will include some of the topics I just mentioned in this introduction and some of my experiences. Like, how about this one? When my daughter says to me, "Mom, I feel like I'm turning into you, but I only want the good things, not the bad." And then walks away. Just walks away like I'm supposed to sit there and take that. Really, psycho? That's not okay. And what exactly was bad? Or my current situation, do we grow gracefully or do we grow old gracefully or do we engage in the expensive journey of Botox and fillers? Are we doing it for ourselves or are we feeling society's pressures to look good? I mean, I have friends that are guilty of not using a skin regimen and don't use daily sunblock. Are they nuts? Their skin is crying, "Please help me, I'm cracking." The Florida sun is brutal and women tend to look older here as compared to New York. How about those crosses you carry no one talks about? Or do you talk about it and become the negative Nelly in your friend group? Are your friends there for you through the good and the bad? What do you expect from a good friend? And when is it too much noise where the relationship can become fragile? Recently, I had a whole knee replacement. Yes, I was a soccer player all my life, and I played well into my 40s. I also was the head coach for the women's soccer league in Long Island and the soccer college. I mean, I was a CrossFitter and just pushed my knees to the limit. The question is, are you too young for a knee replacement? I will tell you about my knee replacement recovery experience and where I'm at today, only 6 months later. I have my own personal feelings about this, but do you allow people to come into your home that you break your back cleaning with their shoes on? Okay, obviously I'm showing to be biased, just saying, maybe it's just me, but I think this is the topic. I want to talk about this. How about those parents that now live in Florida and their grown children come back to visit and literally trash the house and actually say, it's so good to be home? Oh, great. Good. Do you set protocols or do you just suck it up, take it all in, cook all their favorite foods, iron their clothes, clean up after them, have sand dragged through the house, take a limitless amount of towels out, etc., etc., etc.? And here's another thought. Do you have a mourning period after their quick visits? A topic I know will connect to all women is, are we feeling guilty about all the shopping we try to hide behind our husband's back? Or is it a negative attention tactic? Because here's a quick note. They are watching the joint account transactions. Joint is the magic word here, ladies. I need to leave you in suspense because I can't reveal all my episode ideas for this podcast. So it is what it is, noise included. Smooches to all of you, wishing you lots of blessings. Till next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.